Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about intermediate building. This three-part series is meant to get new players quickly up to speed with the current building meta as of Season 8. If you watched the last video, you should be able to reinforce your ramp rush, turn 90 and 180 degrees while climbing, cover your head with ramps, turtle yourself, and perform simple edits efficiently. The first intermediate building pattern is the 90-degree turn. 90s are the fastest way to climb for height. There are several different ways to perform 90s, but the core principles remain the same. By placing a floor and a ramp underneath you as you jump, you can exploit the game's building phase mechanic to boost yourself higher. Here, I'll demonstrate how the floor and ramp boost you higher. As you can see, my character model is boosted upwards slightly as the floor and ramp try to push me out. What this means is that if you don't do 90s or you don't do 90s with floors, you will climb for high ground slower than other players. A basic 90 is a simple circular motion. Drag one wall, turn, place two more walls, look down, and jump as you place a floor and then a ramp underneath you. You can do this 3 times before jump fatigue kicks in. After the third jump, you can reset jump fatigue with a no jump 90, and then keep going. Practice climbing straight up and then editing down. Don't edit like this. Don't alternate between right to left and left to right edits either. Stick to right to left edits for your ramps and floors to keep your edits consistent and smooth. If your opponent already has high ground, 90s leave you unprotected and unable to track your opponent while looking down. For these situations, practice covered 90s while looking up. Place 2 or more walls, a floor to block yourself, then a ramp to catch your jump. Quickly edit through the floor and do it all over again. These covered 90s give you some protection, but it's not enough to protect you from an SMG or AR spray. When you hear the spray down coming in, you'll need to double reinforce with a pyramid above your floor. To escape, you'll need to learn how to edit through a floor and pyramid quickly. Consistency is key here, which is why I recommend sticking to right to left edits to avoid mistakes. Editing through floors and pyramids quickly can sometimes trap you under your pyramid. To avoid this during a ramp rush, hug the left side of the ramp so the pyramid blocks you. If you mess up your edit, this will make it easier to quickly try again. If you struggle to edit both the floor and pyramid fast enough, practice looking up at your floor. You'll be able to edit it sooner, giving you enough time to confirm the pyramid edit successfully. It's very important to get comfortable with this pattern as it prevents your opponent from blocking your climb with their own floors or pyramids. Once you can edit through floors and pyramids consistently, practice combining these edits with common building patterns like covered 90s and double ramps. Double ramps are a great way to climb while covering your head, but they leave you vulnerable to spray downs. Practice placing pyramids above your double ramps to reinforce your climb. There are many ways to make your double ramps less predictable. You can block yourself off and change directions like this. Alternatively, you can place an extra pyramid, rotate the ramp above you, and quickly turn the opposite direction. Fake double ramps are a great way to bamboozle high ground opponents. Practice faking left and going right, practice faking out of a box, then editing through the roof. When performed quickly enough, these fake ramps can often win you high ground or at least create a free opening for some sneaky damage. The last intermediate building technique is the pyramid sidestep. By jumping to the left or right of a floor or pyramid blocking your ramp, you can climb a level higher to surprise a high ground opponent. If you're having trouble landing this jump, you might be jumping while you're too high up on the ramp. If you jump too close to the pyramid or floor, you'll hit your head and fall down. Try jumping from lower down on the ramp. You can jump a lot higher than you think. Remember that with this game's building phase mechanic, you don't need to get your feet all the way up. Even if you only jump high enough for your butt to reach the next level, you can place a floor to boost yourself the rest of the way up. Mastering this technique gives you a lot of options. You can double ramp out of a sidestep or even take a quick shot before catching yourself. Practice these variations jumping to the left and to the right. If you've practiced everything in this video, start applying these techniques in creative mode build battles. If you haven't already, check out the Fortnite official Discord or Fortnite Pro League Discord. Each server has a creative mode channel where you can find other players looking to improve their skills. A word of warning though, you will absolutely encounter some TTV and smirky face players who use an extremely stretched resolution. These experienced build battlers will probably win the fight 9 times out of 10, but don't feel discouraged by this. Getting beaten by a better player is the single best way to improve, so after you say GG, go into the replay and watch how your opponent played out each fight. You should notice that everything your opponent did was a variation or extension of building patterns that you can recognize after watching this video. So in the replay, try to figure out what your opponent did right, practice it, and try to use that same strategy to win a build battle against the next player. If you think I should have explained any of these techniques in greater depth, or if you think there's a basic strategy I forgot about, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to add it onto next week's video about advanced building strategies. Don't worry, it'll be a short video. There's not a whole lot left to learn besides some tricky edits and building patterns that make you a little less predictable. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful. Have fun build battling, and I'll see you next week.